Now we will move to what are the essential components of collaborative learning approach. So there are some essential components to be followed in uh, using the collaborative learning approach. The essential components are advocated by Johnson and Johnson in 1991. So he is also one of the eminent educationists who worked on the collaborative learning approach, and he has proposed five basic components for or which are very essential to use this collaborative learning approach to provide the learning in a quality manner. So what are the five basic components we will discuss, we will see now. The first component is positive interdependency is required. So that means among the group members there should be a positive relationship. That means they have to discuss, every member has to depend upon the other members to get the solution for the problems which is identified or which is given by the teachers. That means the positive interdependence means every individual should depend upon the others. That is positive independence. Interdependence is called positive interdependence. So there should be a positive thought to depend upon the others to get the solution. That means we should feel free to get the ask the question or the get the solution from his group members. This is called positive interdependency. And the second component is face-to-face primitive interaction. Means the member of the group should be interact with his other group members face to face. The third one is individual accountability. That means every member of the group in collaborative learning should feel responsible that he has to contribute something to the solution to get the problem. So this is individual accountability. That next, the fourth component is social skills. Means we already discussed in the social learning theory advocated by the Vygotsky. That means more learning takes place when he interact with his peers and adults. So according to that, if you won't discuss or you won't interact with his group members or the members of the group or with the teacher, you won't get the knowledge to get the solution to the given problem. So we should follow the social skills. We should use these social skills to get the solution by the students. So this is the last one, that is fifth one, group processing. There should be a coordination among the group members. That means there should be one leader and he has to process everything from his teammates or group mates to present whatever is required, and he has to recollect the things to give a generalization to the problem. This is called group processing. Yes, now we will see the assumptions about the collaborative learning approach. There are some assumptions about this collaborative learning approach. What are the assumptions about the collaborative learning approaches, especially on learners and learning process? So few assumptions on learners and learning process are as follows. What are they? The first assumption is learning is an active and constructive process. We already discussed that in constructive approach, every learner will be active and he plays a vital role in extracting the information and in providing the information to his teammates or himself. So learning is not instructed, learning is constructed. So we already know that one. So there is a assumption that learning will be always active and learning is a constructive process. And the second assumption is learning depends on rich context. So the simple concepts we should not give to the students to get the solutions. then the learning won't be good and effective. The learners won't show interest to get the solutions for the easier problems. So we should give the rich context, we should give rich situations to solve the which was very challenging to solve by the students, which creates interest among the students, which gives a challenge to the students to solve the problem. So the learning depends upon the rich context. The third assumption is learners are diverse. In the group, all the members won't have the good and equal skills or equal knowledge or equal intelligence. So there is an assumption that all the learners won't be similar or unique according to the knowledge, intelligence, and skills. So learners are diverse. The last one, learning is inevitably a social. So learning takes place with interactions and discussions, debates. So we can say the learning is inevitably social activity. So this is about this. These are some assumptions about the learning process and the learners of collaborative learning approach. Then what are the problems? Then what are the steps to be followed in collaborative learning approach? We will discuss. Then what are the steps to be followed in collaborative learning approach? The first step is the problem or issue or concept to be identified to solve. That means the teacher has to identify the problem or issue or the concept to be given to the students to solve. So this is the first step. Means identification of the problem, we can say, or identifications of the concept, identification of the concept to be taught, or we can say identification of the issue to be solved. So this is the first step, we can say. And the second one is formation of the groups. A formation of the group means after identification of the problems to be solved, we should go for the formation of the group. That means we should make the groups with different levels performance students, at least 3 members and the maximum 6 members in a group. So when we are the second step is we should form the groups consisting with minimum 3 to maximum 6 members by their choice. Sometimes the teacher can also make or form the groups according to the levels of the performance levels of the learners. This is the second step, you can say. The third step is after making the groups, the problem will be given, and on the problem or the issue or the concept, the group members of the groups, all the group members of the group will go for a discussion, and they will exchange their ideas. They share their knowledge to solve the problems using by activities, experiments, and some observations, and some other observations, whatever it may be, some examples to solve the problems. This is the third step, we can say. The fourth one is the teacher has to get the information which is gained by the student by the group discussions. Then the teacher has to consider that the inputs given by the students to solve the problem, means the solutions to be taken by the teachers in the last step, the next fourth step, and what are the interactions and all the things should be collected by the teachers. Then the last step is the teacher has to assess and give the feedback in the last stage. That means assessment and feedback by the teacher of the learning evidences. So whatever the learning evidences, what are the learning outcome, what is the solution given by the group of the people should be considered for assessment. And then the teacher has to give the merits and demerits. Then to the merits he has to appreciate. For the demerits he has to give some positive feedback to do in a better manner. This is the last step, we can say, in collaborative learning approach. ensuring meaningful learning. What we to do, what are the measures we have to do, what are the precautions we have to do uh, when we want to use this collaborative learning approach. That means to make the collaborative learning approach is a successful one, or to implement the collaborative learning approach in the classroom, what are the measures we have to take, what are the precautions we have to take, what are the remedies we have, precautions we have to take. These are called some ensuring meaningful learn for this is about yes. What are the first one? Grouping pattern should be flexible. Means when we are asking the students to make themselves as groups, we should give choice to the students first. If there is a problem to information of the groups by the students, then the teacher has to take care all this, take care and make the group. This is the first one. And the second one is we should not continue the group members regularly. So we have to change the group members of the group according to the content and the performance levels, and sometimes depends upon the intensity of the problem. So always we need to change the group members in the group. This is the second one. And third one is facilitate to formation of the group. So sometimes the people will get together, and how to make the groups also they won't, how to discuss also they don't know, but there is no problem in formation of the group, but sometimes they how to do it they don't know. So in these cases we have to organize the students in a specific order to do the things well, to solve the problems. This is called facilitation of formation of the groups to do the things well. Next, the teacher cannot pass the information to all the group members, so it is a risk process. So he has to appoint a group leader, and he has to convey the information to be given to all the group members. So this is one thing we have to remember. That means pass the information to the group leader only, and ask the students to get the information from the student group leader. The next one is grade the students during the assessment. So always the teacher has to assess the examiners or evaluate the students for awarding the grades during the collaborative learning approach. The last one is better to start it after 2 or 3 months of the academic year. So in the beginning of the academic year, if we start, they may feel bored, and we won't get to maximum time to use this complete the syllabus. So they won't get conceptual clarity. After explanation of some problems, easy problems, you should go for this type of approach. Otherwise it will be a problematic method to the teachers. This is